She dared to treat an alien baby wolf and lost her job. The next day, she couldn't believe who came to her door. Dr. Mara Ellison had treated hundreds of species during her 5-year rotation on the galactic frontier, but nothing had prepared her for the creature brought into the medical bay at 3 in the morning. It looked like a wolf pup sculpted from midnight mist obsidian fur, silver throat markings, and bioluminescent eyes that flickered like tiny galaxies. A Vargathi cub, a royal one, judging by the intricate pattern on its coat, and absolutely forbidden for humans to touch. "Please," the young Vargathi guard begged, his voice cracking as he held the gasping cub. "He's the prince's only heir. The elders will kill me if he dies." Mara didn't hesitate. She never had. She took the cub, wrapped him in thermal cloth, scanned his vitals, and began emergency treatment for respiratory collapse. It took a full hour, one of the most tense of her entire life, but she finally stabilized him. The guard fell to his knees, sobbing with thanks. Mara just smiled, exhausted but relieved. He'll live. But when her supervisor arrived, he didn't share her relief. "Dr. Ellison," Director Halis said coldly, his face a mask of disapproval. "You've violated interspecies. Royal Protocol, Section 19. Human contact with Vargathi heirs is strictly prohibited." "But I saved his life," she protested, gesturing toward the sleeping cub. "And in doing so, you jeopardized our diplomatic stability." Halis shot back. His tone didn't waver, effective immediately. "You are terminated from Frontier Medical." The young guard tried to intervene, to explain the dire circumstances, but Halis silenced him with a single, furious glare. By morning, Mara's access was revoked. Her quarters were locked, and she was escorted off the station with nothing but a single suitcase. All for saving a child. Humans had always been called reckless, sentimental, and foolishly compassionate. Maybe, for the first time, she thought they were right. The next day, Mara sat in the cheapest orbiter she could find, staring out at the star-dusted void through a scratched window. She had nothing left except her medical bag and the sharp, burning ache of injustice. Just then, a loud knock rattled the thin metal door. "Dr. Ellison," a rumbling voice said from the other side. "Open. Please." She froze. She knew that voice from recorded security briefings, deep, resonant, and utterly commanding. No, it was impossible. Her hand trembled as she unlatched the lock and pulled the door open. And then she nearly collapsed. Standing in the hallway was High Warlord, ruler of the Vargathi Dominion, a being so feared and revered that entire governments trembled at the mere mention of his name. His fur was streaked with silver war marks, and his eyes glowed like burning twin moons. And held gently beside him, wrapped in fine silken cloth, was the tiny cub she had saved. "Human healer," Rother growled softly, his voice a low vibration that seemed to shake the very air. "You touched my son." Mara swallowed hard, her throat suddenly dry. "I apologize if I offended your customs. You misunderstand." He stepped closer, towering over her, but instead of aggression, he radiated something else entirely. Something that felt like, "My people believe our heirs must be brave enough to greet the universe with their own strength. It is a deep taboo for outsiders to intervene." He paused, his gaze intense. "But you intervened anyway. At risk of exile, at risk of death, because he was a child." Mara didn't know what to say. Her voice barely worked. He needed help. "And you gave it," Rother affirmed. He shifted the cub in his arms, and the little one blinked up at her with those familiar, luminescent eyes. "You saved the future of my house. For that, I owe you a life debt." Her breath caught in her throat. A Vargathi life debt. No human had ever received one. Not in all of recorded history. Rother extended a ceremonial claw sharp enough to slice through steel, yet held so gently it didn't even brush her skin. "Dr. Mara Ellison, you are dishonorably dismissed by your station, but you are honored by an empire." His voice thundered through the small room, filled with undeniable power. "I offer you the position of royal healer, to the Vargathi Dominion. Your rank will be equivalent to a house elder. Your compensation, limitless. Her heart hammered against her ribs. I don't know what to say. Say yes, the warlord rumbled, a hint of warmth in his voice. So my son may grow under the care of someone who sees life before politics. As if on cue, the cub reached out a tiny paw, gently brushing her hand, and that simple, trusting touch sealed her fate. Yes, she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. I accept. To her astonishment, Rotha bowed. The great warlord bowed to her. Then come, Dr. Ellison. You have a future to claim, and a prince who owes you his every breath. As Mara followed him out into the corridor, aliens and humans alike stared, whispering and quickly stepping aside. Yesterday, she had lost everything she had worked for. Today, an empire walked at her side, and the tiny cub she had saved blinked up at her with a look of pure trust that she knew she would carry with her for the rest of her life.